of team 2. Actually, the first video of team 2. I already posted team 1 video. Now this is the video for team 2. How team 2 explains all these things, what they have learned. Watch it, enjoy it, and do tell me what do you think about it.
Okay, let's start with Agile. We have a Stacy diagram in which we choose which methodology to pick. And here we start with Agile, and we start from the basically lean. We have explained a bit lean. We have 5 values in lean. Identify value means you should know your end result, map value stream, mapping. You should know the whole path of your like project, and create flow, establish full, and seek perfection. And in lean, we have crystal, agile, kanban, xp, scrum, behavior driven development, and functional feature driven development. And in basically crystal, we have like crystal clear, yellow crystal, red crystal, orange crystal, red crystal. Basically, these are based on the team that are working, that are number of people that are working in a team. And in Agile, we have basically 4 values: individual interaction and working software over documentation, customer collaboration, our processment tool, and 12 principles, 12 ways to achieve these 4 values. And we have like scrums. There are the 3 pillars of scrum: inspection, adoption, transparency. And in scrum we have like these are the event: backlog refinement, sprint planning, daily stand up, sprint review, and retrospective. Then we have like a stages of retrospective: get the stage, get set the stage, gather data, generate insight, make decision, and close retro. And we have like roles, different 3 roles: scrum team, scrum master, and product owner. Okay. And then we have like first there's a backlog, and that product owner will generate the backlog by getting the requirement from the customer, and then refine the backlog based on the Moscow 100-point Kano model: dot voting, relative prioritization, simple prioritization, high value, high risk, high value, low risk, and high value, medium risk, through these like prioritization technique. And then we have got the like we can say user story that are only those are accepted that are fulfilling the criteria of invest. Then we have the like 3C of user story, which is card conversation confirmation. Then we have the like whole vision of the agile and scrum, like how vision came, how the product roadmap will be generated, how the release map plan will be initiated, and how the iteration and sprints will be initiated. Then we got the daily stand up, and then we got the like contract types. They were like fixed price per user story, fixed price uh, per work package. And then we got the for you can say if we talk about the role, we have like a scrum team that will be known as development team, and the scrum master that is will be known as servant leader. The basic purpose of the scrum master is to remove the impediments and then to empower the team. Okay, and if we talk about the information radiator, then we have here the burn down chart, burn up chart, task board, countdown board, cumulative flow diagram, lead time, cycle time, ideal time, throughput, and velocity. And we like use this technique to estimate the user story, the t-shirt sizing, story points, and planning poker. And then we got the different terms that are being used in Agile Glossary: ATTD, acceptance test driven development, feature driven development, continuous integration, continuous development, product backlog that I have to explain, sprint backlog. The team has will be created the sprint backlog, the item that will be completed in a sprint. Then behavior driven development, burn up chart, burn down chart, and information radiator already explained, collective ownership, because the whole team is self empowered. So whole team is responsible for the work that is being done. And we got the definition of done, the requirement that has been completed, the acceptance criteria well and verified from the quality department. and are ready to the ship based on the acceptance criteria that is provided by the user, stakeholder or product owner are known as definition of done. The user story that are completed the criteria for the development, the requirement has been completely taken and should be understood for the development team are known as definition ready. We have epic like long user stories. We have exploratory testing like what is what's going to happen if I click there, what's going to happen if I click there. Then we have like given when then the criteria that is being used for writing the you can say acceptance test cases and UAT. If I do this, then uh, this thing should happen. Then what should I do? Then we have acceptance criteria already explained. Then we have the Kanban board where we have the limit work in progress. This should be something like that. We have got the limit work in progress, and there should be a one swim lane in it. And then we have retrospective already explained product owner, the basically wife of customer, we can say. And then we have minimum marketable product, minimum business increment, a minimum viable product. And then we have the more programming. The whole team is working on a single task, Nico calendar. Basically, that is being used when you want to know, or Scrum Master want to know the team of the mood of the team, so that he can manage it accordingly. So whenever there are different organization, whenever they like went for the time in and time out, the system is asking how are you feeling now, what's your mood, and what are the reasons. That is being used known as Nico Nico Calendar. So product owner already explained retrospective, the final session at the end of the sprint, that is being what we have learned in the sprint, what have gone right, what have gone wrong, and how should we improve the next sprint. And we have the Scrum Master 3C, card conversation confirmation. Basically, confirmation come under definition of done. Three question: what you did yesterday, what's your plan for today, what are the impediments. Daily stand up, 15 minutes time box meeting, where should be like virtual or co-located. And we have got time box feature where everything should be planned based on the given time frame. And velocity, number of story point data is being completed in iteration. And we have cave and common automatic communication and technical depth, incorrect programming, go live blackout. Like when the product is going live, the server's gonna shut down for for deployment. Then escape to effect anything that is missing from the from the team and went to the customer. So this is like agile in Kanban. I have already explained. We have like work in progress, limit, swim lane. If the team is working on the one product and the thing is there is already a work in progress limit, then you can push that through the swim lane. Team could hold that and started working on that, and the thing that is on there that is currently being in progress would be halted, would be stopped unless that item that is in the swim lane can be completed. Like my team is working on a priority 3 item, then there was a priority 1 item came from the production. Then team will stop working on the priority 3 item, and because we have working progress limit and started working on the priority 1 item. And then we will not have any daily stand up in Kanban, but we will have the when we'll have the like stand up in Kanban and work in progress limit, that will be known as the Scrum Ban. And we have XP stream programming. We use like pair programming or mob programming. We use XP metaphor and customer or coach. Here we have rather the you can say Scrum Master project manager. Here we have the Scrum of Scrums, could be used as PMO level where multiple Scrum team are working on a single product. Their leads are gonna get together and have the 15-minute session of Scrum, and then they get back with their team and had the Scrum session with their team. We driven development. The development will be done based upon the behavior of the application. First, they decide the behavior, how they gonna behave the application when they do this, that. Then the development will be initiated. Feature development, first they will identify the what are the features, and then they start the development basis upon the features. So I guess uh, this is
And
all from us.
Fahad, that is excellent for Agile. I especially
Hmm.
loved the blue one, Agile glossary, and
Hmm.
that actually explain everything. Just
Yeah.
behavior-driven development, I don't think so. It's scope of PMP. Apart from that, remaining, I don't have an issue. But behavior-driven
Okay.
development. Okay, predictive one, please. Predictive.
Yeah.
Processes, and also we have yeah, and also we made three domains from examination perspective: people, business environment, and
Yeah.
process.
Let me know.
Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So under people area, we have resources, stakeholder, and communication. And under business environment, like we will be covering the needs assessment and the business case, project charter, project governance. And the process, we have the entire process, the baselines, the triple constraints, in fact, everything. So we'll start off with the business case. Can you just scroll up? Yeah. Yeah, under the business area, first we do the needs assessment and then we come up with the business case, which includes the benefit management plan. Under that, we do a study of the internal rate of return on investment and payback period. And also we come up with who is the benefits owner and what are the basically what are the benefits of this plan. And the output would be the project charter and the assumption log, which consists of assumptions and constraints. And also this is under the initiation part, we come up with identifying stakeholders, wherein we identify different stakeholders using different tools, like the power interest matrix, the stakeholder cube, the salience model, and the expert judgment, all that. And that comes for the stakeholder register. Yeah. And then like we are basically under the integration part, we have the project management plan, which is like a combination of all other outputs of other process. We culminate into the integration plan. So first we start with the scope management. So under scope, we do the alternative analysis and all that and come up with the scope management plan and requirements management plan. And then we move on to the collect requirement process, where we do a different analysis. We collect requirements through focus groups, benchmarking, interviews, decision making. And we under decision making, we have different types of decision making, like unanimous, plurality, majority, autocratic. And then we do mind mapping, facilitation, the joint group discussions and all that. And then we come up with the outputs, that is the requirements documents and requirement traceability matrix. And then we come to the defined scope. Yeah. And here, like we use the different tools like expert judgment, felicitation sessions, and all that. And then finally, the output would be the project scope statement. It also has a lot of deliverables, assumptions, constraints. And then after scope, after project scope statement is created, we come to the creation of WBS. Uh, so here it's like a combination of uh, here we get the proper scope baseline, which is a combination of project scope statement, WBS, and WBS dictionary, where you have the in-depth information of all the work packages. And then we have control scope, validate and control scope, wherein you check the, like you receive the input from the quality, like the verified deliverables, there you check it with the customer, and then you have the validate scope, I mean, sorry, then you control the scope. So it's basically the monitoring and control process. After that, we move on to the schedule management. Plan schedule management. The first thing is like you come up with the schedule plan. that comes as an output like would be schedule management plan. And the tools we use here is like expert judgment, different alternative analysis. And next process would be defining the activities. So what the different kind of activities we do, we can use tools here like expert judgment, the decomposition, and the rolling wave planning. And you come up with the list of activities, the milestone list, and the activity attributes. Then the next step would be to sequence all these activities. So you use like precedence diagramming method, leads and lag, and you have different dependencies here: internal, external, mandatory, discretionary. And the output would be the project schedule network diagram. And then after sequencing, you have to estimate the activity duration. So the inputs here would be different kinds of analogous, parametric, and 3 point estimation that we use. And you finally come up with the duration estimates and the basis of estimates. And finally we move on to developing the schedule. So here they use different tools and techniques like leads and lags, schedule compression, fast tracking, and crashing would be under that. And the final output of this would be the scope baseline. Oh, sorry, the schedule baseline. And then we finally move on to the monitoring and controlling process. That would be controlling the schedule. And the tools here we use are like variance analysis, the baselines comparison, and you come up with the work performance information. And then we move on to the cost management. The first thing we come up is the process would be plan cost management. And here we use different tools like data analysis, expert judgment, and meetings. And the output would be the plan, a cost management plan. So it basically gives the overall information of how the processes will be carried on throughout the cost thing. And then we move on to estimating the costs using the tools like expert judgment, analogous estimates, the 3 point estimates. And the output here would be the cost estimates and the basis of estimates. And finally we move on to determining the budget. For determining budget, we used the tools like alternate analysis and funding limit reconciliation. We have different formulas like beta distribution, triangular distribution. And the final output important would be the cost baseline. And then we move on to the monitoring process, the control cost, using tools like variance analysis and reserve analysis. And the most important, the earned value management, where we cover the different formulas of that like schedule variance, cost variance, estimated cost, budgeted completion, everything. And that's how you compare the actual and the variance. And then moving on to uh, risk, you come up with the risk management plan. So you calculate the probability and impact. And also first you identify the risk using the different tools like expert judgment and the prompt list like checklist, assumptions, all these things. And you come up with the risk register and risk report. And also you the next step is to do a qualitative risk analysis. And here you use different tools and techniques like the probability impact matrix, expert judgment. And you update the risk register. And then you do the quantitative risk analysis like where we use different tools like decision tree, influence diagram, Monte Carlo analysis, tornado diagrams. And similarly you update the risk register and the reports. And the next important step is to plan the risk response. After you identify the risk and you do all the qualitative and quantitative thing, we come to the risk response. Here you have different categories: positive and negative risk. Under the positive thing, we try to either exploit, enhance, accept, or share. Under the negative thing, you try to avoid, mitigate, transfer, and accept. So after planning this risk responses, we the main execution, how do we implement the risk response, we figure it out. And finally we monitor the risk and using the tools like reserve analysis, audits, meetings. And the output would be the work performance information and updating the lessons learned, assumption log, and issue log.
Are we done?
No, no, no. Procurement left.
Yeah. So procurement, under the main procurement management plan, we do the source selection analysis that results in like make and buy analysis. You figure out the procurement statement of work, the different kinds of contract and all that. And then we move on to the conduct procurements, where we use different tools like advertising, bidder conferences, based on which we shortlist the sellers and we negotiate and we award them the contract. And then we move on to the control procurement part, wherein we do the inspections and we try to close the payments.
Anything else we have?
Quality.
Yeah. So under quality, we start with the quality management plan. We use different tools, the analysis to gather information and that, and come up with the quality management plan and quality metrics. And then we move on to manage quality process, wherein we use different tools and techniques design for X, different analysis, and come up with the quality plans and the test and evaluation documents. And then you control the quality, wherein you try to verify the plan and the versus, and you actually have come up with quality control measurements, and that again goes as an input to manage quality. And then the important thing for any project manager would be the communication. So starting with the communication management plan, you use different tools, like what kind of communication models or methods that you use all over the project, and then we manage the communications. And then finally we do the monitor communication part.
Okay.
And the final thing is like the closing the project. So the we do that by checking the accepted deliverables and then updating the lessons learned register and finally releasing the resources.
So that's done. I think so. Right? Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, everyone, please. So, that was a magnificent job from all of you. And I believe the mind maps you just made, all of you can easily clear PMP exam in maximum 2 weeks. In maximum 2 weeks, all of you. Only thing that concerns me is that once this class is over, of course, you will be getting my daily feedback or update. If you stop the hard work you are doing, that is the only thing that can delay your certification. Apart from that, there is nothing that can delay your certification. If you keep on working, 2 weeks is even more. You can easily become certified before 15th of June. So I want you, all of you, to set 15th of June as the maximum deadline for your PMP and work backward. I'm 100% sure you can clear on that. And I am here to support you. I am here for everything till you become certified PM. You just need to do one thing, and that is to give PMP exam and clear it. Apart from that, every step, every time, I will be there. We will be having 3 coaching calls from now on every week from Monday, Wednesday, and hopefully Thursday or Friday, depending upon if I have a batch training or not. So, thank you very much, everyone, my one-to-one students, my batch students who have done an awesome job. It has been a magnificent journey. And one last question, always I like to have one last question. Now you have made the journey. I will explain the entire PMP in 2 hours in my own wording. So when you want that to happen.
So
So
what?
what which teams wins? Team one or team two? Actually, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that both teams learn the entire PMP in just one batch training. This is the powerful thing about our training program. Now, in addition to this thing, we follow up through a success coaching system. What is success coaching system? Basically, we provide post coaching, we provide one-to-one training, we provide all the things that my students need, and we make sure following through our system, following through our success coaching system, they clear the exam in their first attempt in the minimum possible time.